नमस्ते प्रणाम गीता ध्यान ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna, the ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the 8th Adhyaya, Akshar Brahma Yoga, and today we are going to read the 4th Shloka, 4th verse. Sri Krishna again addressing the doubts raised by Arjuna in the 1st and 2nd verses of this Akshara Brahma Yoga. In the 3rd verse, Sri Krishna has already started answering those doubts, answering those questions raised by Arjuna. The 3rd slok that we read, Sri Krishna told us about the 3 aspects which Arjuna had asked. That what is Brahma, what is Adhyatma, and what is Karma. And Sri Krishna had told that Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Aksharam Brahma is the supreme. The imperishable Brahman is the supreme. Nothing beyond that. Swabhavo adhyatma uchyate. Swabhav. The swabhav of that Brahma of dwelling inside the bodies of the beings. That knowledge is called adhyatma. Knowing that nature of the Brahman dwelling in the individual bodies, in the individual beings. Brahman is ultimate, that is undoubted. But understanding of the nature of that Brahman, the swabhava of that Brahman dwelling in these bodies is uchyate, is called as adhyatma. Now, first of all, there is Akshara Brahma. Then there is a body with the manifestation of Brahman in it. The swabhava of the Brahman in it. Now, how this body comes into effect? It is not that just like that, but whatever goes behind the creation of the body, creation of these beings, whatever happens, bhuta bhava udbhava karaha visargaha. Visargaha is that the process, that offering, which results in creating these beings with the body. Karma sannitaha is called as karma. So, you see how beautifully Sri Krishna has addressed these from the imperishable Brahman to what is karma. Such a logical explanation. First is imperishable Brahman. That Brahman, the Subhava of the Brahman is to dwell in the individual bodies as Jivatma. That is the Subhava. Knowing that Subhava of the Brahman, Akshara Brahma, dwelling in these beings is Adhyatma. And the beings, which offerings result in creation of these beings? Bhutodbhava. How these beings udbhava karo, they come into existence. That process is the karma. And Sri Krishna says, karma basically it is not just, these beings coming into existence, bhuta bhava udbhava kara. No. But the process of karma continues once the being takes birth. Once the being comes into existence through some offering, which is karma, the karma starts till the end result of the liberation of that tiny Jivatman going back and merging into the Paramatman. Then there is no differentiation of the Jivatman coming from Paramatman, getting into the body, creating so many multitudes of bodies. All those manifestations, they just exist to they just stop coming in existence. There is no more existence of those multitudinal bodies. It is the complete liberation, being oneness with the Brahman, and that Brahman is then Akshara Brahman. It is imperishable, unchangeable. It doesn't come under the influence of time, space, causation, or the three gunas, or the process of birth, sustenance, and destruction. Now the fourth Shloka that we are going to read today. Sri Krishna says, Adhibhūtaṁ kṣharo bhāvaḥ puruṣhaśh chādhidaivatam adhiyajño evātra dehe deha-bhṛitāṁ varam adhiyajña aham evātra dehe deha-bhṛitāṁ vara. Adhibhūtaṁ kṣharo bhāvaḥ. Adhibhūtaṁ kṣharo bhāvaḥ. Kṣharo bhāvaḥ is perishable. The perishable nature is Adhibhuta. Brahman is Akshar, but Adhibhuta is kṣhara. All that comes into existence is kṣhara. All that comes into existence, sustains and is destroyed is perishable, is kṣhara. Adhibhūtaṁ kṣharo bhāvaḥ. Its nature is to perish. Brahman's nature is Akshara. The bhava of Brahman is Akshara. It may get manifested because of the swabhava of the Brahman. It gets manifested as the Jivatman dwelling inside the body. But the basic nature of the bhava of Brahma is Akshara. Similarly, the bhava of the Adhibhuta is kṣhara. That is the difference between the Akshara Brahman and kṣhara Adhibhuta. Puruṣhaśh chādhidaivatam. Puruṣhaśh adhidaivatam. Adhibhuta is kṣhara, but Purusha, the Brahman, the supreme reality is Adhidaivatam. That is the ultimate of all the divinity. There is no kṣhara. The Purusha is the Lord. Purusha is the ultimate Lord. That Brahman is the ultimate Lord. That is Adhidaivatam. Nothing beyond that then. The Adhibhuta comes and goes. Adhidaivatam. There is no birth, there is no death, there is only the eternal existence. Adhiyajña ahameva atra. The atra dehe deha-bhṛitāṁ vara. Adhiyajña, what is that governing principle of all the sacrifices? I am that, Sri Krishna says. Among the three, he has told Adhibhuta is perishable. Adhidaivatam is Purusha. The Akshara Brahman is Adhidaivata. And what is Adhiyajña? Sri Krishna says, I am that, the governing principle of all the sacrifices, of all the things that are being done. All the sacrifices that are being performed. I am the governing principle of that. Adhiyajña aham eva atra dehe, atra dehe, in this body, whatever is happening among the beings, whatever is happening among the beings in this body, the sacrifices, that is me. And then, deha-bhṛitāṁ vara, oh best of the embodied. Now Sri Krishna is addressing Arjuna as deha-bhṛitāṁ vara. Vara is the best among the lot. The ultimate, the supreme most of the deha-bhṛitāṁ, of the embodied, among all these beings which have which are appearing on this earth, in this universe. He is the best, Arjuna. And that is the kind of regard, the respect that Sri Krishna is showering on Arjuna. You are the best among all the beings, and you have asked these questions. I am answering to them. You are getting a first-hand explanation on your doubts. You are so fortunate. You are the select one among all these beings, that you have asked me, and I am addressing all your queries. I am sharing that knowledge with you. Adhibhūtaṁ kṣharo bhāvaḥ puruṣhaśh adhidaivatam adhiyajño aham evam atra dehe deha-bhṛitāṁ vara. Adhibhuta pertains to the perishable nature, and Purusha is the Adhidaivata. I alone am the Adhiyajña here in this body. In this body is not only Krishna's body, in all the bodies that are existing in this universe. Whatever sacrificial acts are going on, Sri Krishna says, it is I alone am there in this body. Oh, best among the embodied. Oh, best of the embodied, I alone am the Adhiyadnya here in this body. Now, the Adhibhuta that Sri Krishna talks about is nothing but the combination of the Pancha Mahabhuta, the 5 cosmic elements that Sri Krishna has earlier also told us about. The same earth, air, water, fire, space. This entire thing that has come into existence is nothing but the combination of these 5. In somewhere the proportion of water is more, somewhere the proportion of earth is more, somewhere the proportion of fire is more. But everything, all this magic that is happening in this universe is nothing but these 5 Pancha Mahabhuta. And who governs this Pancha Mahabhuta? Adhibhuta. But then Sri Krishna says, this Adhibhuta as a principle is perishable. Whatever comes into existence with the permutation, combination of these 5 cosmic elements, all that is perishable. It will come into existence, it will be there for some time, and then it will degrade, destroy, it will disappear, it will go off from our sight. There will be an end to any of these permutations, combinations of the 5 cosmic elements. In contrast with Brahman, which is Aksharam, these elements are Ksharam, perishable they are. The physical structure of the reality is made up of these elements. The embodied beings, they are trapped in these 5 elements. Though insistent by themselves, they get their distinctness by their clinging to the sentient. Just because of the life force, they get their distinct identity. That yes, okay, this is a living form, this is a non-living form. This fact may be clarified through 2 examples. Now, Chidbhavananda ji is giving some examples to explain this. This fact, in articulation, the part that the consonant plays clinging to the vowel is analogous to the function of the elements. The consonant. The vowel is A, E, I, O, U in the English alphabet. These are the vowels. In Indian languages, it is a, e. These are the vowels. But the consonant, the vyanjan, anything, the k, kh, g, gh, the B, C, D, and all other alphabets, which are consonants, they cling to the vowels to form a word. Right? Again, the origin and function of the skin of a fruit are analogous to the part that the elements play in the phenomenon. Like the other day we read about that example that Sri Ramakrishna had given, that when we have to take up, enjoy some fruit, first of all the fruit comes with us with useful things and useless things. We peel the skin, throw it. We start enjoying the pulp, and then finally we get that seed which is of no use for us. We cannot eat it. It doesn't have any taste. Rather than it can only damage our teeth if we keep on biting that seed of a mango. So the seed also we throw. So what happens here? The useful part is always with the so-called skin and the seed, which is we are discarding. Likewise, like the consonants, only when they get attached with the vowel, they form the words. Likewise, the beings, when they come into existence, they need a body. That body is basically perishable. That body that we are so proud of our body. We think our body to be one of the most beautiful things in the world. Now this is perishable. The body basically, the element, it is combination of these 5 elements, pancha mahabhuta. This body is the skin and seed of the mango fruit, which is not to be enjoyed actually. It is to be discarded. The only portion to be enjoyed is pulp, and that is dwelling inside. And when we start focusing on that pulp, that is adhyatma, then we get that realization. It is with the aid of elements the sentient is revealing itself. Because of the vowels, the consonants forming the words, giving some meaning to it. Without vowels, just put B and C together, just put C and D together, it won't have any meaning as such. But the moment you put a vowel inside, it creates some meaning. The moment the physical things, the sentient part, the life force, it reveals the performance of this body as such. The one which is dwelling inside, that is the life principle, which is nothing but the Jivatman. Beings require the elements for their embodiment. Now, without elements, without the 5 cosmic principles, without the Pancha Mahabhutas, a being will never come into existence. And that process of karma, that process of the bhuta bhava getting emerged, it will not happen. So, because of kṣharo, the Akshara manifests. That is the swabhava of the Akshara, to manifest as the being. Now, Purusha is a word pregnant with the etymological meaning. What is Purusha? Sri Krishna says here, puruṣhaśh chādhidaivatam. And Purusha is the Adhidaivata. Now, what is Purusha? Purusha is one. Literally, it means that by which everything is filled. Everything is filled by the space, right? Everything around us is filled by the space. Similarly, even the space is filled by the Purusha. Everything in this universe is filled by Purusha. That is the literal meaning of the word Purusha. And therefore Sri Krishna says, Purusha is Adhidaivatam. There is also, again, Pura or Puri means city. Like we have all this, got all these cities, Nagpur and Raipur and Kanpur, all these. So Pura basically, Pura or Puri means city. The one who resides in Puri is Purusha. That is an extended meaning of the word Purusha. The one who dwells in this Puri. And Sri Krishna has told us earlier this, the citadel of 9 openings. Navadvara Puri. So the one who resides in this Puri, the citadel of the 9 openings, 9 gates, is Purusha. And he, that Purusha, is designated as Adhidaivatam. He is the Hiranyagarbha or the cosmic soul whose rays are the individual souls. He is the ultimate reality. Again, the Purusha is nothing but Brahman. Purusha and Brahman is the same. The Purusha manifests itself because Purusha can neither be masculine or feminine. Purusha doesn't have any, although Purusha as a word is masculine, but the Purusha as Brahman is neutral gender. So, the Purusha projects itself as Prakriti. And the entire magic starts. So, this Purusha, Brahman, is the governing principle of all the divinity. Whatever is divine is to be thought of. That divine, the governing principle is the Brahman, the Akshara Brahman, the Nirakara Brahman, the Nirguna Brahman. Vishnu is identified with yajna. Normally all the ritualistic yajnas, those are performed, the sacrificial acts, Ashwamedha yajna, Rajasuya yajna, all those kind of the actual traditional sacrificial acts. Always for all such sacrificial acts, Vishnu is considered to be the preceding deity. Now, his designation as Adhiyajño is therefore appropriate. Therefore, Sri Krishna says, I am Adhiyajño. You talk about yajna, right? You talk about Rajasuya yajna, you talk about Ashwamedha yajna, this yajna, that yajna, to conquer the world, to conquer the earth. We perform yajnas. Now, for all these yajnas, theoretically, as per the scriptural injunctions, Vishnu is the presiding deity. So Sri Krishna says, I am the presiding deity, I am the governing deity, the governing principle of all the sacrifices. That is as far as the physical ritualistic sacrifices are concerned. But Sri Krishna doesn't limit his meaning of sacrifices as those ritualistic sacrifices. Divinity is present whenever an act of self-sacrifice also takes place. During our lifetime, whatever giving we do, give, not take. Whatever sacrifices we do, all those sacrifices, the preceding deity again is nothing but the Lord himself, the eternal Lord. Sacrifice is as its zenith when the Jivatman makes that ultimate sacrifice and dissolves himself into Paramatman. Nothing, there is no bigger sacrifice than this. That sacrifice doesn't involve, offering any chicken or goat or the buffalo. Not that sacrifice. The sacrifice in that is the ultimate sacrifice, self-sacrifice. Sacrificing the Jivatman into Paramatman. That realization, that ultimate realization, that is the biggest of the, foremost of the sacrifices. That Sri Krishna is telling, and Sri Krishna says, I am the governing deity, I am the governing principle of all those sacrifices. So what you are asking about Adhibhuta, Adhidaiva, Adhiyajño, I have told you everything. I am that Adhibhuta, Adhiyajño. I am the Adhidaivata also. And I am, as a being, I am Adhibhuta. But that there is a difference. Adhibhuta is perishable. My aspect as Adhibhuta, you will find the body, the Krishna may take birth and die. Rama may take birth and, pass away. Sri Ramakrishna may take birth and pass away. But the governing principle in all these incarnations, Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Ramakrishna, Jesus, the governing principle is Akshar, is avyaya, is imperishable. And this is what Sri Krishna has addressed about the six of Arjuna's queries. Six in terms of the Brahma, the Adhyatma and Karma he addressed in the third, and in this fourth shloka he addressed about Adhibhuta, Adhidaivata and Adhiyadnya. Now the remaining thing is about Sri Krishna's Arjuna's query, and that Prayana Kale, what happens at the time of death? How come these people how come suddenly at the time of death they get realization, understanding your true self? That Sri Krishna will address in the fifth shloka that we will read tomorrow. In the meantime, Sri Ramakrishna's teaching, which goes hand in hand with the fourth shloka. He is truly a holy man whose body and mind are entirely dedicated to the Lord. That is the ultimate sacrifice. He has no occupation other than being absorbed all the while in God. Knowing that the Lord is residing in the hearts of all, he devotedly serves them to the best of his ability. And these are the true indications of a true man of God. One who is always busying himself or herself with doing good to the people, knowing that it is the same principle which lies in them. All these bodies may be perishable, but the governing principle of this body, the Adhibhuta, is perishable. But the governing principle in these bodies, the Jivatman, is the same. And with that knowledge, one who starts serving this body, one who starts performing this sacrifice of serving the people with the knowledge of God dwelling in them, Shiva Bhave Jiva Seva, the tenet on which the foundation of the Ramakrishna order is based on. Shiva Bhave Jiva Seva. Serving the humanity, serving the beings with the knowledge of God in them. That is the ultimate sacrifice. And like Sri Krishna said, that he is the Adhiyadnya, he is the presiding deity, he is the all in all, the governing principle of all the sacrifices. And this is what Sri Ramakrishna has also taught us through this particular teaching of his about serving people with the knowledge of God residing in them. God, the ultimate Paramatman, the Akshara Brahman, projecting through all these Adhibhuta. So that was the fourth shloka of the Akshara Brahma Yoga that we had read today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Maha. Jai Swamiji.